Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the first Bleach movie, Memories of Nobody.
And in this film, a mysterious Shinigami named Shina appears to Ichigo, but no one seems to know who she is. A villainous group called the Dark Ones.
Ah, that's creative.
Are apparently hunting Shina, and Ichigo must rescue her.
Yes, and before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for updates on future podcasts and one of Pause videos.
Absolutely. Now, we've been really looking forward to watching this movie. Finally, we got to it. And it wasn't what we expected. It was a lot different.
Yeah.
To us, it doesn't really seem to fit in with the anime itself.
Yeah.
Which is probably why it's not canon.
Yeah.
But it was interesting movie to watch. And we got to see Ichigo grow in a way that was fantastic. And unfortunately, it won't be part of the regular series.
Yeah, that's like one of the downsides. When there's something really good that happens in here, it's not going to be remembered in future ones. They kind of just start all over, like things that happened in the bound arcs and things. So for here, unfortunately, they didn't have a setup like MHA where it's just events, that could take place during specific timestamps and have one big adventure to fill in a gap. It's just sort of an in-between thing for just a part of the story. It takes place somewhere in the anime, but it is not canon because the way it starts off, Hollow appears, time to go fight it. It's like, wow, there was no build-up or nothing, it just starts. And there really wasn't an intro for it. I think it just started, and then when the Shinigami appears, the mystery already begins with that, and these floating white-clad beings that look like chickens or something. They're it looks like they're maybe causing the memory loss. It looks like it, and it pretty much goes from there. So I guess it's sort of like an unraveling thing. It's a mystery, and you have to see where it goes.
And then here we see Ichigo grow because he doesn't know this person, but he goes all out to not only help her and to prove that she does exist and she is whom she says she is.
Yeah.
But he goes all out this way to protect her. And for me, this was a shout out to how he is with Orihime.
Yeah.
And how he feels his need to protect the innocent and to do whatever it takes to make sure that they're safe. And we've seen him do it time and again during the series, but in here, there was a softer side to Ichigo, which you really don't see in the anime.
Right.
But it's there. And in this movie, they decided to go ahead and let us see that side.
Right.
And it was a really sweet side that he revealed to this, to Shina.
Right.
And the thing, as we mentioned, is no one will ever remember it. And,
except the viewers.
But it lets you know that, hey, there is a part of him that is like this, is capable. And this is probably what Orihime sees in him.
Yeah.
That everyone else doesn't see.
Right. And the other thing is that the only other issue we really have with the movie, besides not being canon and a source, but it's a source of development, is that it does take a while to start. I mean, yeah, the movie kind of does start on its own with him finding the hollow, but after Shina appears, the movie really slows down, takes its time, I guess, to make sure you get to know this character before the reveal, but it takes a while. There's even a point where they run into, was it Urahara? Is that his name? Yeah. And they explain what she could possibly be, and they have this whole chart and everything. It's almost like a PowerPoint presentation, and they kind of go a while with that, and you think it's down. Oh, we also gotta explain this. And it's like, okay, are we killing time here or something? Can we go back to finding out who she is? They have to really go into detail and things, and then when they finally get to it and the story officially starts, it really does get interesting. But if you can just get past the slow part, just waiting and waiting and waiting, I think you'll be fine.
And I'm so glad you brought that up because all the characters make a cameo within this movie.
Yeah, it was like the Two Heroes movie where it's like, it's not going to include everybody, but somehow everybody's in it. Of course, you got Ichigo and Rukia, and then you have, this new girl, then you have Urahara and his group, and then you have Kana and the little animals, and then you have the other...
Chad and Orihime.
Yeah, I was going to bring them up. And then you had the other Reapers that for some reason show up, and then you have Chad, Orihime, and show up for no reason. They're just there, and it's just like, how did you fit the entire cast into the movie? And they all got too many things to do. And then you got the villains.
memories of nobody. So at the end of this movie, no one's supposed to remember the events or this person.
Yeah.
And then there's kind of like a hint to a wink wink that Ichigo does. Because, and it's no spoilers here, the movie is 100 years old. Because at the end, he has a thought when he sees this ribbon.
Yeah.
And he sees her. And he smiles. So, Ichigo remembers her.
Yes.
And so maybe all the build-up with the taking a long time to explain who she is and all this is because it says memories of nobody. Well, by the time this ends, she won't even exist anymore.
Right.
So we're going to take the time to let you know this is a real character, and she has a personality, and she has a backstory, and someone cared about her for the time that she was here.
Right.
So I think it did that very well.
Yes, it's like as you said, the softer side of Bleach. I mean, underneath all the chaos and the action and the comedy and the 70s music that doesn't fit, that there is a softer side to the story, the softer side to Ichigo. It does take time to build development, relationships, and something very heartfelt, whether it's canon or not.
And one of the parts I really liked about this is when, at the end, when you know that she's going to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he knew it too. And he was carrying her on his shoulders like one of his sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the sweetest thing. She was talking to him, and she was on his shoulders. Yeah, you could say that. She was on his back and shoulders. And he was walking with her. And she was saying these things and talking to him.
Remembering, yeah.
Right. And then it gets to the point where she just disappears.
Yeah, and it's like the build up. And since it's the end, there's no last minute shock or anything. It's just kind of plays out, and then the next thing you know, end credits roll, the movie's over. It has a very quiet ending.
Right. And, I think about it, she does resemble Karen.
Yeah.
And you can see that he's sad
Mm-hmm.
that this is happening. He's sad that he knows that she's going to disappear. It's almost like she didn't exist and nobody cared. But again, you got to see Ichigo show that one person cared,
Mm-hmm.
and then because he cared, the others cared and came to her defense.
Right.
It's really a great movie. It's just not in the same format and style that you come to know from Bleach.
Right.
And unfortunately, that growth you see in Ichigo, the growth you see in them sharing that softer side of him, it disappears when you go back to the anime.
Yeah.
Because this isn't canon.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird, seeing that when they have these non-canon movies. It's like, well, it's all this great stuff. Can't you find a way to insert it in? Like MHJ knew to do this. Like, oh, they think automatically the movie's not canon. Like, oh, it is. It just fills in a gap, and then they make things to fit in the timeline. Like, yeah, you may not see in the manga, but it fits in the anime, and then they go back and fit it in the manga later. Which I know this wasn't done at the time of this, so I'm glad they can also provide stepping stones for that for future anime.
Unbelievably, there's still people arguing that the MHA movies aren't canon, whatever.
Yeah.
So, if you've seen Memories of Nobody, let us know what you think in the comments. Did you really love this movie when you first saw it? How did you feel? Did you think it fits in with the format and style of the anime?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what you think. If you haven't seen it, it's available. Is it still available on Netflix or is it gone?
No, it's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon and possibly on YouTube. You can find Inuyasha and some others. So give it a try. Maybe you'll find Memories of Nobody also. And you can buy it on Amazon. There's a 2-pack for 2 movies, or you can buy a 4-pack.
Right.
And let us know what you think as well.
And be sure to like, subscribe, and click notification bell updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
And continue to watch the anime Bleach. It's one of the best animes out there. It is indescribable in terms of just shortly giving you a short synopsis of what it is. It's the second of Kubo's works, I understand.
Yeah.
And it's a brilliant anime, and it's worth a watch. The entire series. Covers it all. So we're looking forward to the remaining 3 movies as well.
Yes. So, thanks so much for watching our Mask Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.